All performers are like petty jealousies. I remember a few years ago, I was about to open a play. I asked a friend of mine to come to see me at the rehearsal. I wanted her frank and honest opinion of my performance. So I called her up the day of the dress rehearsal.
Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Yes, hello.
Hello, darling. Is that you?
Who's that?
It's me.
Who?
Me.
Oh, it's you. Hello, darling.
Darling, would you do me a great favor?
What, Tallulah?
Now, could you drop everything right away and come to my dress rehearsal tonight?
Your dress rehearsal?
Yes, dear.
I thought it was this afternoon.
No, dear, it's tonight.
Well, what did you do, postpone it?
No, dear, it's always been tonight.
I thought it was this afternoon.
No, dear, it's tonight.
Oh, what's the matter?
Well, darling, everything's the matter. The play's terrible, and I'm terrible, and my clothes are terrible. I suppose I'm so close to it that I can't get any perspective on it. And I want a fresh point of view, and I want someone who's never seen it and who doesn't know anything. I mean, anything about this particular play. And I want someone I can believe and who really tell me the truth. So you will come, won't you, darling?
Well, I'd love to, but I was...
Oh, that's wonderful, darling. You're saving my life. Now, look, I want you to watch everything, every little single thing. Have you got a paper and pencil there?
Yes, I have.
Well, now, write these things down, darling, so you won't forget them. Now, have a good look at my yellow dress. I know it makes me look as fat as a pig. And watch my makeup. The lighting is...
But listen, I want to ask you
yes,
something.
I know. Now, what is it? And watch my hands. Now, tell me if I move them about too much. And watch the scene on the sofa.
Yes, but how would I get out
And particularly watch my scene with the door in the second act. I'm afraid it doesn't get over. It's one of those little symbolic bits, and I don't know yet what it means. Nobody knows. So watch it, darling.
Yes, but how would I
Now,
get
watch
out
everything I do, darling. And come back to my dressing room afterwards, and we'll go over the whole thing together, huh? Oh, you're an angel to do this. 8 o'clock sharp. And I'll see you afterwards, huh? Goodbye. Oh, I'm exhausted, Rose. I don't want to see anyone except that woman who's coming to talk to me about the play. She's been taking notes, and it's very important. Is she back yet? Well, where is she? Why isn't she here? I'm here. What's she doing? Well, when she comes in, keep everyone else out. I'm exhausted. I don't know how I look as well as I do. Oh, there she is, darling. Come in. Let her in, Rose. Oh, darling, this is too wonderful of you. Have a drink. Get her a drink, Rose. Get her a cigarette. Where's the chair? Now, look, darling. Now, sit down and tell me everything. Have you got your notes? Is the light all right? Oh, you're such an angel, Rose. You stand outside and don't let anyone else in. Tell them I'm gone. Tell them I've left the premises.
Now, you know, darling,
Yes, dear.
I'm going to tell you exactly what I thought.
Oh, well, of course. That's what I want. You don't know what it means to me, darling, having you do this. You know how it is. I mean, we were all so close to it, and people just say, oh, you're marvelous. But that isn't what I want. Anyone can say, oh, you're marvelous. I don't want to know what's marvelous. I want to know what is wrong. You know what I mean.
Very, very well. Now, first...
How'd you like my clothes, darling?
They were all right. Now, first...
Didn't you like them?
Yes, they were all right, except that yellow dress, and you were right about that. It does make you look fat.
Where does it make me look fat?
All over, dear.
Where were you sitting?
Down front.
Oh, well, that was it. And it looks all right from further back, darling. That's what it was designed for. It's meant to be seen in perspective. You can't get the proper effect at all when you're so close, you know.
I see. Now, about your first entry.
Oh, how was my scene at the door?
Well, you were right about that, too. It didn't get over.
How do you mean it didn't get over?
It wasn't very clear, dear. I didn't know what you were doing.
You didn't know what I was doing? Are you sure you're thinking of the right scene? I mean the one in the second act, after he goes. And I go up and hurl myself against the door and sob. Just once, of course, you see. And then stand and turn the knob gently back and forth as if I could still feel his hand on it. Didn't you get anything from that at all? You didn't?
No, dear. I just thought the door had stuck.
Where were you sitting?
In the same seat.
I mean, you weren't on the side.
No, dear, I was in the center.
Well, I only asked because I thought perhaps you might have seen it from a bad angle. Do you think maybe the door was too far off stage?
No, dear, the door was perfectly all right.
Well, I think you must be wrong about that. If I thought you weren't, I'd be the very first to say so, but I think you're wrong, darling. You see, I've studied that scene. I've studied it from every angle, and I think the way I play it is the only way to play it. But it may not have been awfully clear to you, dear. It's subtle. No, I think that scene's all right. Now, tell me about my hands, darling. Did I move them too much?
A little, I thought.
Where?
In the scene where you listen to the will, you should sit perfectly still there.
I do sit perfectly still there, as I remember, don't I?
No, dear, you move your hands constantly.
Well, I can't stop breathing. I can't be absolutely motionless.
You should be.
Why?
Because then you'd stand out, dear, and as it is, you distract.
From what?
From the play, dear. Don't you see, darling, if you just sat there and did absolutely nothing at all, you would stand out as the one calm figure on the stage.
Well, I just don't agree with you, darling, that's all. I mean, I have to do something while he's making that long speech. And anyway, darling, I don't move my hands. I merely twist the handkerchief. As a matter of fact, that's the one scene where I've been careful of my hands. No, all I meant was there any place where I did move them too much?
No.
Oh, well, how was the play as a whole?
I thought it dragged and stuff.
Well, now, do you really think you can judge any play in rehearsal? Don't you think you have to see it with an audience?
Maybe.
How was my makeup?
Marvelous.
How was the scene on the sofa?
Marvelous.
Oh, how'd you scene with the doctor?
Perfectly marvelous.
Oh, that's a terribly funny scene, isn't it?
Terribly funny.
Oh, you know, I can hardly read some of those lines. We all used to laugh so much. My dear, we nearly died. But how was the place that curtain?
Perfectly marvelous.
Well, then you don't think I have a thing to worry about?
Not a thing in the world, darling.
Oh, darling, isn't that perfectly marvelous?
Perfectly marvelous.
You're very kind, darling. The title of that charming vignette was A Matter of Perspective, and it was written by a talented actress and writer, Miss Patricia, and was dramatized by special permission of the New Yorker magazine. The part of my friend was played by the distinguished actress of the New York stage, Miss Evelyn Varden, who is currently appearing on Broadway in Hilda Crane.